is going on, everybody? Welcome to Ghost in the Night, a paranormal and true crime podcast.
You're goddamn right. If you're here for fuck-offery and bullshit antics, you've come to the right fucking place.
Yes.
As Phil said, this is the Ghosts in the Night podcast, also known as GITN podcast, also known as two fucking dudes who kind of know what they're doing. They have a loose understanding of how this process works. They're not very good at social media. We're about to get banned off of fucking Instagram, apparently. Fuck you.
No sense of humor. They have none.
They're not even that bad.
It was just
It was 4 Jeffrey Dahmer memes. That's it. It was one was like, I ate 5 guys before it was a restaurant. One was like, if you are what you eat, then shouldn't I be an innocent man? And then I don't even fucking remember the other two.
I just saw him. But, I'm running into shit. Tell them what, before we get started with our bullshit, tell them what we're talking about tonight.
We're going to be talking about a heist. At one point, it's one of the largest heists in the history of the United States.
Really?
Yes. One of. Well, I think it may have been at one point, but it got trumped pretty quickly. One of the things that trumped it was an art thievery.
Art thievery.
Which, how do you even put a fucking total on that? It's
Which,
art.
Honestly, listen, I love me a good serial killer and murder shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
we all do.
You know, we've talked about doing like that L.A. robbery that was featured in Heat.
Yeah.
You know, but branch true crime out a little bit.
Yeah.
To a heist or a robbery.
It is still true, and it is a crime.
But is bank robbery really a crime?
Yes.
They're fucking us in the ass as it is.
And, I mean, let's be real. They're getting their money back anyway.
It's all insured. So, you know, as long as whoever steals does the Robin Hood thing, steal from the rich.
Yeah, they're just going to go into the fucking the vault full of gold that doesn't exist anymore at Fort Knox. I still think that, like, when are they going to come out and say that there's nothing in fucking Fort Knox anymore?
There isn't anything in Fort Knox because they're not backed by gold anymore.
That's what I'm saying. When are they going to tell us what's in there?
I don't know.
It's probably just some dude.
Probably a bunch of porn.
It's probably some dude.
Jerking it.
It's probably, you know what? It's probably like a really cool man cave for the president. Joe Biden's in there fucking eating crayons and telling you what the window tastes like.
He would be. What else? Well, getting back to the Instagram thing. So for those of you who listen to us or watch us on YouTube while we record these live on our wonderful YouTube channel, we are probably going to prepare a little bit with Instagram.
Yeah, we're like low-key shadow banned right now.
So we are thinking about starting a backup Instagram account just in case.
We'll let you know.
Travis gets a hard on one time and pushes us off the ledge. So we will not be completely banned.
Oh yeah, that's right. I meant to get on Twitter and at Elon Musk and be like, Elon Musk, buy fucking Meta so I don't have to worry about this bullshit anymore.
You know, I was speaking.
You can put fucking porn on Twitter, but you can't. And can't you put tits on fucking Instagram now?
I don't know.
Isn't that Meta's new thing? Like, you're allowed to put nipples in there or some shit like that, but you're not allowed to show fucking vaginas and pee-pees and buttholes?
I didn't think you could ever do that. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know, but either way, there's plenty of chicks on there that show their ass. But I can't share a fucking Jeffrey Dahmer meme.
No.
You shitting me?
But
they haven't flagged any of our fucking reels or anything, and we say way more outlandish shit than any of those memes.
Yeah, but they're all beeped out.
But at the same, and also, while we're on the subject, our most popular thing that we've ever uploaded on any social media is a fucking video of a bunch of pictures of some, like, fucking art that I took pictures of in Minnesota and put a farting Jurassic Park soundtrack over. I checked it earlier tonight. It's at like 640,000 views.
I think that classifies us as viral.
If it happened overnight, it would.
Hey.
Or in like a 48-hour period. It's literally more popular than like every other thing we've ever done combined.
We take our posting and our viral content slowly like we have sex. We slow build.
Oh, no, but the Hispanic culture seems to love it.
You have to when you're my age. I can't do nothing fast.
God, yeah. The Hispanic people seem to love that video. A lot of comments with ja, 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 ja.
But, so, basically, for all of you listening to the podcast on your favorite podcast app, be sure to go over to YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow us on the social medias. They're in the description. They'll be in the show notes.
Yeah, and that way, if you go follow us on Instagram and it doesn't exist, check out YouTube or the streaming platforms, and we'll inform you of our new fucking Instagram because I got us fucking kicked off Instagram.
Yes, you did.
Not yet.
Not yet. It's official. You didn't even know.
I think I might just stop posting. A lot of stuff that I read said just like stop posting for like a couple days to maybe a week.
Well, see, I was the one who found it. What was funny was I hadn't been on. You handle Instagram.
It didn't. Like they're like, oh, we send you a notification or a warning. The fuck you do? I didn't get a notification about that shit. I got a notification that they pulled the fucking post. I didn't get a notification that they were talking about seizing our fucking account.
Seizing our assets,
abscess,
ads, whatever. Fuck, I'm out of
AdSeg, administrative segregation.
Assets is what I'm trying to say. No, but what was? Oh, fuck, I've lost my train of thought again.
Excellent.
It's hell getting old. Oh, for those
you did have a stroke earlier this year as well.
Yeah, but it happens.
Blame it on the obvious.
But I really think that if people would just follow us or subscribe to the YouTube channel, all would be fine.
I like Instagram.
See, I don't like Instagram.
A lot of good networking can be done through Instagram. Has been done.
Well, like I said, I hadn't been
because I need to get back on that shit. Actually,
I noticed it. I was the one who found it, and I hadn't been on. I let you handle the Instagram because it frankly annoys me. But I just happened to get on it. I said, okay, let me get on it for a while. I got on it, so I started looking at the dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a little new thing, so I hit the new. I was like, we are about to lose your account. I was like,
bunch of fucking bitches.
I was like, damn it, Travis, what'd you do? So I started reading. I said, oh. But the shit was back from October, November.
That's what I'm saying.
It's been months ago.
Why the fuck? But it seems to be affecting us now.
Well, I think well, here's a good way to solve that problem if we are being shadow banned. Which
follow us on Twitter.
Twitter. I was watching porn the other night on Twitter. I was like,
literally,
I was watching a female do fellatio to a man.
Literal pornography on fucking Twitter.
I was like, how can they get away with this?
Over dumb shit. Like I'll search something just to like watch some random funny videos while I'm like on a smoke break at work, and then it's like a P and a V. Or sometimes a P and a B.
I mean, I was sitting in my car the other night on Twitter, and I got nervous. I was like, "Oh, is somebody?" I was in a parking lot. I was like, "Make sure somebody's not walking up behind
somebody
me
with their small children, just like standing there staring at you, just in disgust."
Hey, call Musk. Complain to him.
Right.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about before we get started on this heist?
Took a mean shit before we did this.
Okay. Anything other than?
You're welcome. I did it after you showered.
I know, but I can still smell it in here. It's fuming up in here.
It was pretty gnarly. It was like fucking Vietnam jungle warfare in that bathroom. Like you think everything's calm and normal, and boom, fucking trap door opens. Next thing you know, there's blood, gut, and spit and ass all over the place.
Oh, one other thing. Be sure for all of our loyal fans,
all 17 of you.
Hey, we have quite a few followers on our podcast apps. I've looked into that.
All of our listeners in Bahrain, we're still number 56 on those charts.
Today we were
in Great Britain
and Canada. The Canucks love us.
Oh yeah, you like listening to my podcast, eh? Well, why don't you go down to the Hojo's, get yourself a cup of coffee, and then let me know how it is. And if it's really bad, I'll come up there and I'll fucking hockey fight the motherfuckers.
But the people who are with us week in and week out know we're doing this. We are back to putting up more shorts. And we've had a lot more. We are going balls to the wall. And we're getting some success the past 24 hours.
You're talking about me and Phil, so we got to be pretty close to that fucking wall.
Let's just say, for a glory hole, you can't have no 3/4 inch thick drywall with me. It's got to be that 1/4 inch shit. Maybe a little paneling. Fuck that drywall shit.
There's got to be like a body shape in the wall so you can also put part of your body in there.
But to all of our people who follow us, and we appreciate you greatly, and who tune in every week, be sure to share our shorts, because that's basically how that Instagram post went viral. With 600 people were sharing it.
Yeah, there are a lot of shares.
So share our shit.
A lot of shares, a lot of saves, a lot of comments, a lot of likes.
So just share it.
It is literally like our most popular thing on all of our platforms, probably put together.
And let's be honest, it's kind of stupid.
It's hilarious.
I looked at it, I was like, what the no, there's been some other stuff that you've posted on there and we posted that's actually much funnier.
Yeah.
And we are not that fucking funny.
Yeah, but
let's be honest.
we've come to that realization. We just have to stop fucking trying.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I'm just posting shit.
Yeah, like just slap it up there. Just as long as one of us is yelling fuck in the beginning of it, it seems to do pretty well.
I like my little, oh my God, little thing that I did on that one. That was funny.
Oh, dude, like literally, I've noticed everything that starts with me cussing tends to do all right.
All right, let's get into this.
Should be pretty fucking easy for us. Like almost every sentence is like, well, this fucking guy.
All right, let's go ahead and get into what's the name of this podcast episode?
This is the Loomis Fargo heist.
So take us to Wells Fargo. That got heisted.
It's a Loomis Fargo or Loomis. It was. This was back in the 90s.
Oh, so
things have changed.
Wells didn't get involved until after this.
Wells catfish.
Okay,
it's a big catfish.
All right, Travis, bring us home, baby. Bring us home.
In 1997, David Gant, a Loomis Fargo employee in Charlotte, North Carolina, was working a shitload. This dude was working like 70-hour weeks at the time. And he was doing so for this company as an armored truck transport employee, making just over $8 an hour. And he was very unsatisfied with his job at this point in time. He had kind of a shitty job. His life was a little boring. And, you know, I could be wrong. I, as we all know, am young and boisterous, and Phil is an ancient fucking dust fart. I don't know, 8-something, was that good in 97?
What, $8 an hour in 97? No, not really. No.
I didn't think so. Not for something like that.
My oldest daughter, I was married and had a daughter in 97. Well, end of 97. Shit. Of course, I made about what I make now, so fuck. Damn, now I'm depressed. Now I'm really poor.
But I mean, especially for this job, to work on an armored truck,
I would
$8 an hour. Eat my dick.
Yeah, I don't think that was.
You better have some really good fucking benefits at that point.
Yeah, I mean, $8 an hour in 97, not great. I mean, 12.
Now, like if
14,
I
think
was
would have been pretty good for that. And aren't these guys? These guys can carry.
Yeah. Well, and there's also, like, that was my thought. I'm like, okay, so $8 an hour, 8 something. It was more than $8, but 8 something an hour. Eat my fucking balls. Are you shitting me?
Well,
unless my benefits are so good that when I go to get new glasses and they give me a fucking ocular test, they then go, okay, now we owe you $35. Unless I'm getting money back from every medical expense I ever have, fuck it. Fuck them.
Here's the thing. Here's the real problem with this, I think. You're paying somebody $8 an hour that's carrying a gun. I'm sorry. I want somebody that's carrying a gun to make a little bit more than $8 an hour.
Or make no money because they get to carry a gun and they're having fun.
Or no, I think maybe...
Wild West, motherfuckers. Pew pew.
Well, you know me. I'm 2A, baby, all the way. I think we should go back to the fucking Wild West Dodge City shit. Everybody carrying.
You can call me Aaron Burr from the way I'm dropping Hamiltons.
I think, a lot of this problems could be solved if we
Jeffersons, whatever.
We just go back to shoot out the OK Corral. Fuck this bullshit. Anyway,
I don't entirely disagree.
I don't want somebody that is responsible for a lot of money and armed to only make $8 an hour. I think that they should pay a little bit more. You kind of want to attract the higher echelon of human beings, I would think.
There you go. How about don't pay me a wage at all? Just give me a percentage of all of my pickups. There you go. That's the way to do it.
Okay.
So any fucking way. Before all of this that we're going to get into, David was a nice law-abiding boy. He was a Gulf War veteran. So that's cool.
Well,
that's always good.
At least he knows how to handle a firearm.
Right.
Hopefully.
Now, while he was working for this company, David, and this was a known thing by his coworkers, had a bit of a crush on one Kelly Campbell, who was a former employee of this security exchanges company, if you will, even though he was currently married to his wife, Tammy. But on top of that, Tammy was apparently kind of a frigid bitch.
Have you ever met a Tammy that wasn't a bitch?
That's a fair point.
Of course, then again, having a crush on a girl named Kelly is not good either.
I digress. So, Kelly Campbell started talking to David about planning to rob the company. Like, just hee ha-has. Like, imagine what would happen. Mind you, this is in North Carolina in fucking 97. Imagine what would happen, David. Oh, my goodness. We could have a triple wide trailer.
She was planting the seed.
Yes.
David's
she was planting
Copenhagen swallowing.
Yeah,
brain.
she was trying to plant a seed while David was trying to plant a seed. She was just like, oh, my God, we could have like our own Mountain Dew dispenser in the house, David.
I'll tell you, if you want to get me to rob a bank, it could be done. I could be easily persuaded.
Well, this isn't even a bank.
Or
they don't even rob a bank.
Armored car or any kind of robbery. I could be.
Oh, no, those armored car robberies are fucking, like, the when they run up on them, those things are pretty intense.
You know, you just flash some boobs at me and I'll pretty much agree to fucking anything.
I don't doubt that at all.
I'm easy. What can I say?
So, yeah, she was, like, you know, just in passing, kind of throwing this whole thing out there, and, like, they could pull it off and they could run away together and live happily after, like Shrek and Fiona. Or what have you, Eric and Ariel. I think it was Eric, wasn't it?
Your knowledge of animated movies is nauseating.
I'm a 90s kid.
That's true. You fucking young.
Fucking,
young whippersnappers.
Nala and Simba.
Oh,
Can you feel the love tonight?
But here's the thing
Suck it, Elton John.
I actually,
wasn't Elton John.
Lion King, not
That was a
bad.
good movie.
Not bad. But
Great soundtrack.
Here's the thing. I hate when they say a lion, the male lion, is king of the jungle. No, he's not.
Well,
The female lion is the dominant one. Does all the hard shit. The male lion is a lazy fuck.
He protects the territory.
He's a lazy fuck, sits on his ass and eats, while he makes the woman do everything. We need to bring feminism to the lion community.
There we go. That's our next big fucking push.
No, the Lion King, I will admit, I'm man enough to say it was a pretty good movie.
Great soundtrack, like I said. That fucking Nazi scene, though, with the fucking hyenas, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I don't give a shit if that's well, actually, I was going to say I don't give a shit that if it's a children's movie. It's a Disney movie. They're Nazis.
They're Nazis.
They were doing the Nazi fucking march and everything. Be prepared to take out Jewish people.
Oh shit! We just got
wonder we're shot. Literally, like they're like Simba. You must kill my nephew Simba Schwartz.
All right.
And then the toucan. I think it's time for you and I to arrange
the monkey.
Rafiki?
Yeah.
The one that made no fucking sense all the time, but he made all the sense at the same time.
Exactly.
He takes a close back seat to Apu from Aladdin.
It kind of reminds me of Otis from Mayberry. The drunk, always blabbling or something, but makes fucking sense at some time.
Fair enough. That's not a bad comparison. I'll have to give that one to you. So, we got Kelly Campbell throwing her fucking, her I don't even know, her beef curtains around at old David trying to get him to do stuff. Her blue waffle. She probably smelled like fucking, like, Skull Peach and fucking old Hoosier Slicks.
At 97, I don't think they had Skull Peach yet.
I don't know. In an area like this, I feel like they can make whatever the fuck they want.
That's true.
They didn't even have dip or chew. They just fucking grabbed a leaf, just wadded that motherfucker up like what are those berries they eat in the Amazon? They're like fucking Coke. I don't remember. Beetle nut, I think is what it's called.
Beech nut?
Not the baby food company.
Okay.
Which also made tobacco products.
Yeah, beech nut, actual chewing tobacco.
Yeah, my dad worked for Beech Nut.
My grandfather used to.
So did my grandfather. That's how my dad.
No,
got
my
the
grandfather
job.
was a consumer of beech nut.
Oh, my grandpa worked at Beech Nut and then got my dad a job there.
Did have the nicest packaging, I might say.
Your grandpa?
No, beech nut chew.
There's a clip.
Anyway, continue.
I've never seen that.
Continue with this bitch Kelly trying to fuck up his life.
Oh, man. Double entendre. So Kelly had been talking to her friend Steve Campbell as well about this dorky-ass dude at work named David.
Fucking whore.
Who could potentially get them access to the money stored in the vault at Loomis Fargo.
Oh.
Now, Steve Campbell was friends with Kelly from high school, and he was known around town as being like a half-ass criminal. He had a criminal history. He wasn't the most straightforward guy, but it was all like a little petty bullshit, and he was in debt and daddy, which join the club, bud. Now, Kelly then went on, after having these conversations and these planning sessions, she went on to put on those old 1987 Demi Moore fucking hey, how you doing showgirls moves on David. And this is when she brought up the idea of an actual heist to him, which got his gears turning a little bit. And he started thinking about, like, maybe I could do this. Maybe this could happen. I don't like my life. I've always been poor. He literally says something about, like, after all this, like, he was like, I was used to shopping at Walmart. You know, I didn't have to go to Walmart no more. He actually seems like a really nice guy, unfortunately. But the funny thing is, so she started having this conversation with him. He had already been talking about how he was unhappy in his life and everything, financially and all that shit. And what actually led to him saying, fuck it, let's do this, was him opening a, I guess, rather large credit card bill. And he was like, nope, that's it, God damn it. I can't even afford to go down to the fucking, I can't get me a Mountain Dew Code Red. I can't get me a fucking can of dip. I can't do this shit. I can't even afford, I got to get regular original recipe. I can't even afford extra crispy no more. This fucking bullshit.
Oh, say I like original recipe.
I don't like KFC. I think it's fucking garbage.
If I'm going to do it, it's going to be original.
If I'm going to do it, I'm going to go to Popeyes.
That's true. But
or Church's.
I haven't had Church's in forever.
Oh, those honey biscuits? No, fuck my mouth.
No, I'm hungry.
I'm fucking hungry too. We might have to figure that out later. Okay.
Podcast's over. We're going to go eat.
Fuck you guys. So, later on in an interview, David said that he had worked for the company for 2 years and that they didn't pay very well for the job, which we've already talked about. And he and Kelly had talked multiple times about the fact that they weren't unhappy with all this shit. And, like, this wasn't the first time that the idea had come up. But this was, I guess, was the fucking turning point where he was like, nope, goddamn right, fucking green flag racing. I'm about to Bush series these sons of bitches.
You said Bush.
Oh, yeah, we also didn't point out, you can't see it very well, but Ron Burgundy of Channel 5 News has joined us this evening. Ronald Joseph Aaron Burgundy, for those that didn't know. He's my friend. Everybody that's listening to this is like, what the fuck are they talking about? There's a fucking Ron Burgundy bronze bust that
you own, which I don't.
I was going to say, like, possibly unfortunately for my social life in the eyes of our listeners, have owned for multiple years. I'm still standing by. I've never watched any of those movies, either one of those. Oh my God, you have to watch it one time. It's so stupid, but it's funny. That's what I mean. I don't watch it for any like cinematic glory, but I watch it for a good stupid chuckle.
Well, that's why I have this podcast.
I was quoting it earlier when she said, "Mr. Burgundy, you have a massive erection." He said, "It's not actually an erection. It's an optical illusion. It's the pleats on the pants. I'm actually returning them right now to the pants store."
I might use that in my personal life at some point.
He walked away. He's like, nothing to see here. Don't act like you're not impressed. But anyway, so fast forward a little bit to, like, fuck it. It's on. We're fucking doing it. David's in. He's down with the plan. He's going to get his dream girl, Kelly, and he's going to get a shitload of Benjamins in the process. He's going to be rich. He's going to have the girl of his dreams, which, if the picture that I saw is this person, Kelly, not to be totally offensive, did not seem to be the biggest looker in the world. Sure, she had a lovely personality, minus the fact that she duped this fucking poor guy into robbing the shit out of their job. Well, his job. She was no longer there at this time. Fucking dick. So, it's on. We're doing it. David's fucking in. Everybody's in. Gears are turning. Shit's in motion. We're going to get this motherfucking money.
We're game planning now.
Yes. So the heist would involve David and Kelly and Steve, his wife Shelly, kinda, and then this other guy named Eric that was kind of unimportant to the whole thing. Like, he was involved in it, but not to the extent that everybody else was.
So what you're telling me, this isn't the Ocean's 11 crew we got?
No,
here.
not at all.
Okay.
Oh, but this. I fucking forgot to mention this at the top of the episode. This story is the true story behind the movie Masterminds, starring Zach Galifianakis.
That's another movie I will not see.
We were talking, dude. You have to watch it.
I do not.
You have to watch it just for the scene where they're taking photos.
I'm not a big fan of Zach Galifianakis.
It was the one I was quoting in the car like yesterday or this morning.
Was that this morning?
They're taking fucking couples pictures, and he's like this on the ground, and she's laying on his back, and she farts, and he's like, "Good Lord, Janice, you farted right into my butthole. It's like a fart transplant." And she just said, "I've been saving that for you." That movie is fucking funny. He also shows up super late in the movie because he's hitting on Kelly and shit, and like she's sitting there, and he's like, "I'm sorry, Janice," and he gets out of his Volkswagen truck that has a wooden door, like a handmade door. He's like, "I'm sorry, Janice." She's like, "I've waited for you for hours. I've already changed my makeup 3 times because of all the tears." And then they just start taking pictures. It's the most awkward situation ever, but it's fucking fantastic. Anywho's so at 6 p.m., October 4th, 1997, David was about to finish up his shift at the Loomis Fargo in Charlotte, North Carolina. He was buttoning up everything. He wasn't a like an entry-level employee. I don't know if he was technically a manager of any sort, but he was of higher standing than like your everyday Joe Schmo, I guess.
He was an important hillbilly.
Yeah, he had the keys to the yard, as they say in prison. Yeah. So he was training a new guy on the route that he was working that day. So he sent the new guy home. He was kind of, lollygagging his way out. Like, "Oh, have a good one, man. I'm just going to go. I'm going to stop, get me some dip, some Mountain Dew, some early times whiskey. We're going to treat ourselves to the early times tonight. It's the good stuff. We're going to get the big bottle, the glass bottle. I'm not even going to get that plastic one." Mm-hmm. Ping. We should get a spittoon. But anyway.
I used to have one.
Excellent. So he sent his coworker away, made it look like everything was normal. And then he, quote on air quotes, left. Which was just him waiting for his fucking, the trainee to leave so he could turn around and go back into the building. Because that's how you do things, I guess, when you rob the shit out of a place in a suburb of Charlotte, North Carolina in 97. So he goes back. He had already kind of like jarred the door open so he could get back in.
Okay.
Slides into the DMs of the building, if you will. Just gets in there real nice and deep like a fucking ghost in the night. Boom! Fuck you. So when he gets back in, he just starts snatching cash by the boatload. Like, just starts, like, bags, bundles, satchels, however the fuck they transport money in large amounts, because obviously neither of us have or probably will ever know anything about that.
I've seen those guys carry that shit out of the convenience stores.
Yeah, fair enough.
Big leather bag.
Huge guns. Fucking rock hard penis.
I don't look past the 9mm.
Same thing. So David was just cruising along through this theft, and there was no alarm to be set off because of how he did things. So he didn't have to worry about that. He was a very trusted employee. Add to the fact that nobody would even notice that the money was gone for hours the next day.
Sounds like a well-oiled machine.
I know, right? So he got to the point where he was satisfied with the amount of money that he thought he had stolen. He went to this after that. He went to the security office and he started snatching the fucking VHS tapes from the security cameras because it's 1997 and that's how that shit works.
Well thought out plan we got.
Yeah,
going
you
on
can't
here.
be doing that fucking blow Ocean's 11 hack into the mainframe and like leave a still photo over the thing like they do now. You just had to take the fucking. He menaced to society that shit.
Pull the tape out.
Yeah. So you know, so yeah, he was grabbing VHS tapes, you know, when VHS tapes were a thing, which I threw in here for some reason. It made me think of the good old days when. Did you ever? I think we've had this conversation, but did you ever have porn back in like the early 2000s or 90s on cassette tape?
Never.
They used to come in those like oversized display cardboard boxes, and then inside that they had that plastic thing that the fucking tape sat inside of. Because, you know, that's what we want in our pornography packaging is an even bigger fucking package for a VHS. Was that a fart?
I don't know what that was. It wasn't me, whatever it was.
It wasn't me. It was a ghost fart. Good Lord, fart. Janice. You farted right in my butthole. God damn it.
This is so shitty of a podcast, the ghost is even shitting on us.
Yes. So David didn't even know, really, how much he had stolen. But it was sure as shit enough money for what he was trying to accomplish in his life. I mean, when you're grabbing bundles of cash at a time, I really don't think you have to grab that many for that to accomplish that goal. So he had stolen literally over a ton of cash.
A literal ton?
Yes, like by like a standard ton in pounds.
2,000 pounds.
Yes, over a ton. The amount of money he stole.
What's heavier? A ton of money or a ton of bricks?
By weight?
What's heavier?
They weigh the same.
Exactly. I got somebody on this. The old adage, what's heavier, a ton of flowers or a ton of feathers or a ton of bricks? A ton of bricks is heavier than a ton of flowers. I said, no, it's not. This person argued with me for this 20 minutes.
I don't know if it still stands, but you used to be able to ask somebody how much what weighs more, a pound of gold or a pound of feathers.
This person might be on the live stream. You know who you are.
And but yeah, that was a good one to get
calling
people.
You
I don't
out.
know. I think they might have changed it, but you used to be able to get people with that one. It was the gold part.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know if they still do, but they used to measure gold in 14-ounce pounds.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now you know. We are an educational podcast. I got to take this off entertainment, but educational.
It should have been educational the whole fucking time. Where was I? God damn it.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, so he over a ton. Like, think about how much a dollar bill weighs, which I would assume a $100 bill weighs about the same as a dollar bill. Maybe not now with all the fucking...
I don't know.
Yeah.
With all the...
But, like, think about how much one bill, no matter what the denomination, doesn't fucking weigh. And then think about how many of them you would have to steal to make a ton.
Well, here's the thing. My luck, I would steal a ton of dollar bills.
Even still.
You'd want a ton of, say, $100 bills.
But even still, if it's singles, it's still millions and millions of dollars.
That's well,
at least several million. You would think.
I would.
I don't know. I don't know the currency to weight ratio of a dollar bill. But it's a fuckload of money. So he stole over 2,000 pounds of money. What if it was change? He's like, fuck, I got $62. God damn it.
Fuck, I can go get a can of dip.
So when David was done executing this foolproof plan, he was going to leave the compound, if you will, and meet up with Steve at another location to transfer the money, and Steve was going to help David get ready to leave the country to avoid, because obviously they're going to figure it out.
So in other words, go to South Carolina.
Right. Hell yeah, brother. Because, I mean, they're going to figure it out. You took the security cameras and everything like that, but it's just a process of elimination. They're going to find out you probably had something to do with it. Especially if you stick around, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, I've seen the movie Inside Man, yeah.
Did that come in one of those oversized cases?
Yes.
Yeah, I like it. So, again, my next note is obviously they were going to figure out what was him. That's a given. So David left in the loaded up van, met Kelly and Steve at the Reynolds & Reynolds printmaking company, where they loaded all the money into their cars and a rental vehicle. I believe it was a van.
Well, 2,000 pounds, you got to have several.
Right. Well, that's where the
shit.
Eric dude comes in. I think, I don't even know if I'd put his last name anywhere in here, but like he seemed to be just kind of like another pair of hands to ease the process of whatever of this bullshit that they were doing. So After they do this, David ditches the van and hops in the car with Kelly to get a head start on their trip to Mexico to go into hiding from the cops and the FBI. David was supposed to take $50,000 with him because that's how much you could cross international borders with at the time without any problems from border control or customs. So the day, excuse me. While David and Kelly were on their way to the airport, the two dudes left to transfer the money, Steve and Eric, realized that David had left his key ring there for them so you could access the back of the, you know how armored trucks work, the key to the door is not the key to the back door. Blah, blah, blah.
Seems.
So he just left his key ring in there, and the key ring had over 100 keys on it. So you got these fucking guys in a real life multi-million-dollar heist doing the old scene from a shitty comedy fucking like crime movie where they're which we've all done. Let's be realistic. Especially the janitors. I don't know how the janitors fucking do it. They got a scringy, that big fucking key ring on a lighter leash, and they're just like, I know exactly which one it is. It's the round one with the little pink dot. My wife put on it with her fucking fingernail polish. That's the one to the women's bathroom on the 3rd floor on the east wing of the building.
That's why I keep my keychains light.
Yeah, I have my house key and the 2 keys I need at work. One for the front door, one for the office.
I have house key, gun safe keys. That's it.
And an old car key.
An old car key?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know.
Well, I did have a house key to the house I used to live in, but it came off. Yeah.
Somebody could go surprise somebody.
Yeah, anyway, now that everybody's got that inside look into my fucking life.
Hey.
What? Your mom's here. In the chat. So, yeah. So they're just sitting there like fucking what?
Gregory says in the chat, a ton of dollar bills is about $908,000.
That's it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I'll still take it.
of dollar bills, you know. Now you make that ton of hundreds, then we're talking some life-changing
You're talking
money.
if it's 908,000 for singles, you got to think that's at least.
I can't do that's math.
That's at least like $4,100 more dollars. And that's on the low end. I'd probably closer to 5.
Maybe.
Math. So eventually the two did get into the van, and by the time they were done moving the money over to the other vehicles, they left $3 million in the back of the van because they just because it just took too long. He was loading this van up for like 2 hours.
I'm a lazy fuck. But
I don't even know $3 million.
No.
Fuck that. If it's my ass possibly going to prison for it, eat my dick. I'm taking I'm going in under the fucking seats in the cab and finding the change that fell out of people's pockets. I'm taking the one fucking hairy, dusty Reese's cup that's been under there since 1989.
I will eat that shit.
I'm grinching that shit.
I'm pulling the gum from underneath the seats too.
I'm pulling the tape deck out of that motherfucker and pawning it on my way out.
It's gonna be up on cinder blocks by the time I'm done with it.
Fuck yeah. So yeah, it just took too long for them to move it. Because like I said, I think it took him like just over 2 hours to load all of this money in by himself before he left this place. That's crazy. So anyway, while all that was going on back at the van, Kelly was helping David make basically a money diaper for him to put on himself so he could sneak some of his cut of the money to Mexico to hold him over until they could eventually split the pot and periodically send him portions of his total share. Or correlate a meetup where they can, split everything. Now, around this time is also when Kelly informed David that she would not be going to Mexico with him. So David got all butthurt and in his feels, and he me. So
poor David.
So they were on their way to put David on a plane to Mexico with his money diaper. There was also money stuffed, like his wallet was stuffed as full of money as it could get. There was money in his fucking boots. There was money up his asshole. There was probably money in her asshole. There's probably money in a couple other assholes along the way, along the route to the fucking airport, because where are you going to put all this fucking dinero? Figure it out. Too much money. Big problem. So they arrived at the airport, and David was ready to roll on down to old Mexico and live his best life with some bitches and cervezas. I put chicas in there, but I felt like popping a B, bitches, if you will.
The audio listeners are loving you right now.
Well, especially considering that I would love to get the blowback, because anybody that knows me knows that I would say never, but that would be a lie for almost anybody. I almost never refer to women as bitches.
I prefer hookers.
It depends on the person.
Depends on the person.
I also very rarely call anybody a bitch, now that I think about it. I will very commonly say that somebody is being bitchy.
I'm more likely to call a guy a bitch.
I've
I've called our listeners bitches. I've said what's up bitches before.
I just like to call everybody friend. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
You're giving me a fucking
Nobody
headache.
knows the rest of the words of that song.
I think you're giving me another stroke. Jesus Christ.
It'd probably be a good thing. Might knock something back in place.
Okay,
So there's apparently no forethought, if you will, in this entire fucking group. And these jackasses are going to, I would assume, is there a Charlotte airport? Probably the Charlotte airport. They go there. They didn't get the man a fucking ticket to Mexico ahead of time. So they just show up to the airport in North Carolina expecting to just walk up to the fucking stand, the kiosk or whatever the fuck you want to call it, the desk, and be like, 1 ticket to Mexico, please. And then they get shocked and awed when they find out, oh, wait, you can't just fucking walk into a place and expect it to be flying to fucking Mexico at that time. Guess what? That airport did not have a fucking flight to Mexico at that time. So the lady at the desk tells them that the best chance they have is a flight to Mexico out of Atlanta. Yes. So, what happens? Kelly takes David to the Greyhound bus station and gets him a one-way Greyhound ticket to Atlanta.
These guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah. So, she puts him on the fucking ticket, and he rides the bus all the way to Atlanta so that he could get out of the country as soon as possible. So now we have this guy strapped with a shitload of cash, riding a Greyhound bus to Atlanta without the woman of his dreams. And he actually later told authorities that he specifically remembers the guy sitting next to him smelling like a fucking whole satchel full of donkey dicks.
Well, for one, how do you know what a donkey dick smells like? Or how does he know what
those are my words.
How do you know maybe a donkey dick smells great.
I don't know what a donkey dick smells like, but I would assume not good.
You don't know this.
It's a donkey.
I want facts here.
I don't know, call Eddie Murphy.
I want you to go find a donkey and smell his dick.
Or call the dragon from Shrek.
Okay.
She'll be able to tell you. So, yeah. So he's strapped. He's wearing a money diaper on a Greyhound bus next to a dude that smells like shit from North Carolina to Atlanta to catch a plane to Mexico. That's where we're at right now. So he did make it to Atlanta in time for the flight, and he did make it out of the country.
No shit.
Yeah, with no issue.
Money diaper and all.
Yeah.
Leaving a trail of fucking $100 bills.
Right.
Like
I mean, but
breadcrumbs.
it was 97. So you don't have all the crazy TSA regulations,
Oh, yeah.
all that shit.
Yeah.
It was
the good old days.
Yeah, it was before, that
Yeah.
that was dark. So the following day, back at the Loomis Fargo, they had to call the authorities because they couldn't get into the vault because they couldn't find the keys.
Oh.
Yes. So by that time, David's wife Tammy had also reported David missing, which I find ironic because apparently she was supposed to be some kind of like super King Kong Maya bitch. But that's neither here nor there. Good for her. So when the authorities showed up at the warehouse, they happened to find that there was only one tape left in the security camera recordings VCRs, and that one lone tape just so happened to be the camera angle that showed basically the entire fucking warehouse, including a very clear shot of David robbing the shit out of this place. He left one tape that showed everything.
This guy has such a beautiful mind.
Dude, they also reported that not only could they sit there and watch the whole thing go down from the one tape that he left behind, but they also caught a really good angle of him like hitting the gritty, doing a little fucking shimmy when he was done loading the van up. Apparently, he sat there and did a fucking happy dance for like a couple of minutes after he was done loading cash into the van.
Wouldn't you?
Right? I mean, it doesn't surprise me whatsoever. I'm not shocked by this fact.
I'd be doing a TikTok dance if I stole that kind of money.
Yeah, like just sitting there shaking his ass like a big dumb fucking moron on camera still because he didn't take all the fucking camera footage. Jackass. So a couple days later, when the cops found the missing van, they found it with the $3 million left in the back, along with the other 2 tapes that David took from the security office. Now, this is because Steve purposely left the tapes to put more heat on David and take attention off of him and the others involved in this heist.
Oh.
So, yeah. So he's the scapegoat. They also found his truck in the parking lot, and it had his wedding ring in it, which is just kind of...
I'm leaving you, bitch.
I know, that's a hell of a way to leave somebody. That's kind of fucked.
I never want to hear a woman bitch about being broke up with via text.
Right. Now, obviously, there's an investigation at this point. Now, the other employees of this place, like, kind of dry snitched on Kelly and told the cops that David had the hots for her, which made them obviously go talk to Kelly to see if she knew anything about what happened. Excuse me. Now, at this time, she wasn't really implicated in the heist. And even though she was a little on edge while she talked to the cops, she covered up well enough to make them not instantly suspect her of being a part of the whole thing.
Right.
So I guess she did a good job. I mean, she probably could have just been like, I ain't got no fancy book school learning. I'm not very good talking anyway, and I'm a little nervous because y'all the police. And the police done took my daddy about 15 years ago. I never seen him since. He was my stepdaddy. We was a different color. The cops said he didn't really do nothing, but he knew what he did at the same time. And then they just told me, they said, here, go get you an ice cream and a Mountain Dew. It's going to be all right, sweetheart.
I have to commend you on your white trash, feminine voice.
You like that? I've been told multiple times that I'd be a great gay guy.
I thought you were gay.
It depends on the day.
Oh, okay.
And how much money's involved. For this fucking shit? Yeah, I'm gay as fuck.
Oh, that's... Oh, wow, I'm seeing shit. Wow.
I was about to say, motherfucker, do not be looking like that at the window that I'm sitting next to.
No. I saw a spot. You know how sometimes you look in a bright light?
You're having another fucking stroke, aren't
I think so.
God damn it.
Hey, I can still use my
At least it'll be on camera this time.
Get some views out of that
views,
shit.
motherfucker.
Well, oh, fuck, I done forgot what I was saying.
Stroke.
Continue. Go ahead.
Like and share.
It'll come back to me. It'll come to me.
So, by this time, David's in Mexico alone. I put capital LOL because he's just fucking sitting there with his thumb up his ass drinking a fucking margarita with a goddamn umbrella in it on the beach just by himself. Girl of his dreams gone. Left his wife. Like, doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
At least he's got a diaper full of money.
Well, he also, at this point, did a piss poor job of dyeing his hair, and there was like a streak of his original hair color like in the middle of his fucking head.
He skunked it?
Yeah. Good job, man. Now, while he was in Mexico, he's just living it up, you know, doing what he does. He was doing all the touristy shit, drinking fancy drinks, buying fancy things, going fucking wakeboarding or whatever the fuck rich white people do, buying jewelry and clothes and all this shit. Which I was looking at, I was like, man, that's what I do too. But then I thought about it, I was like, that's probably not the best route for you to take when you only have $50,000 with you.
Well, $50,000 in Mexico goes a long way.
Not when you're staying at like resorts and shit.
That's still $150.
This shit adds the fuck up.
He didn't.
If I was him, I would have gone down there and bought a village.
He didn't. Andy Dufresne just get a boat and sit there and
make
the boat waiting for Morgan to show up.
Right. Morgan Freeman does not show up in this story. Spoiler alert.
Oh, so you're telling me Kelly doesn't show up?
Just wait.
Damn it.
So, again, he's doing all this shit with $50,000, which is a lot of money, but the rest of his portion is like 1,000 fucking miles away in a different country where the cops and the FBI are looking for him. Maybe chill the fuck out with the money spending, bud. Like, you might be stuck with that amount of money for an undetermined amount of time.
He's burning a hole in his diaper.
Just go buy a property and just chill. It's fucking Mexico in 1997. I think he was in Cozumel. Leave Cozumel first off. Don't stay in the fucking tourist attraction area. Go out to like Chihuahua or some shit like that.
Chihuahua.
Buy a 674,000 acre farm with like a fucking 38 bedroom house for 65 cents American, and then just get you a fucking case of Corona or Dos Equis, whatever your choice is, or just be fancy. Get Bud Light. Be like import. And then just fucking chill.
I knew somebody that used to do timeshare, or not timeshares, but those all-inclusive things in Mexico. He said, stay away from domestic or Budweiser, Miller products there. They don't give a fuck. They're nasty. They're skunked.
Yeah.
He said, you're better off to drink a Dos Equis or Corona. He said even Corona, because Corona's an American, but let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's Foster's for Australian for beer. You know what I'm saying? He said, but Dos Equis not bad. You're better off getting the Dos Equis. He said,
I don't know how it is now, but you got to be careful where you go down there anyway. I know there for a while back in the day, and like if you want to cross the border to Tijuana, because Tijuana is like literally right across the border, like you go there and like there's college kids getting like fucked up in a bad way.
Well, Tijuana's a little rough.
Well, they would like
it's the Hamilton of Mexico.
Once they got drunk. No, that's fucking Juarez. No, Juarez is, I don't even know what to call it. Juarez is like Gary, Detroit, Chicago, Atlanta, Louisiana, L.A.
Shreveport.
Yeah, like take all the shitty cities in the United States and put them together. You have Juarez. It's like one of the murder capitals of the world, and it's a tiny little town. And it's right across the border. It's right across the border from this like one of the safest towns in the United States.
Let's be honest. There's only one good thing in Tijuana. Donkey shows.
Is that still a thing?
I think so.
I hope so. If Clerks 2 has taught us, oh yeah, I gotta watch Clerks 3 now. What?
There's Clerks 3?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a thing.
Movie night.
That exists. So, anyway. So the whole time that he's down there, he was fucking living it up from what I read. But that whole time while he's down there, Steve and his wife Shelly and Kelly were spending money. Well, not Kelly so much, but Steve and Shelly were spending money like a motherfucker. They were doing a really good job of covering their tracks with this thing. Because nobody's going to catch on to that. You're in a small town suburb of Charlotte, North Carolina. Nobody's going to notice you spending a shitload of money, right?
Well, it depends on what you buy. If you bought like a NASCAR race car, nobody looked twice at it, motherfucker. Or a Rebel Flag, nobody looked twice. Why do you have
Rebel Flag NASCAR?
Exactly. Or an exact replica of the General Lee. Nobody's going to fucking question that.
An exact replica of the General Lee, but it's not a Charger.
Right.
It's like a Focus.
Impala.
God damn it. That's fucking
Impala wagon.
That is fucking amazing. I need to it's a Geo Metro painted to look like the fucking General Lee. God damn it. That's fantastic. But you get Willie Nelson with it. Because Willie Nelson was in the movie at least. Uncle Jesse? Or Burt Reynolds. Wait, well, R.I.P. Burt Reynolds. He is dead, right?
Yes.
Nah, fuck him. But anyway, Within a week of this robbery, Steve's wife Shelly walked into the bank, asked the teller how much money she could deposit without the government looking into it, and when she was told $10,000 or so, Shelly then deposited $9,500 and told her, "Don't worry, it ain't drug money." This fucking nincompoop.
No red flags there, bitches.
Dude, so they started making random smaller deposits from time to time, which it started off on a bad foot. The small deposits here and there, not the worst idea, but still a pretty bad idea. They were also opening safety deposit boxes in the names of their family members all over town in different banks and shit like that. It gets worse. Now, by that time, I'm assuming because of how the conversation with Shelly and the teller at the bank went, the government had already started looking into this, which why would you not when some fucking chick walks in and goes, "How much money can I put into my bank account without the FBI going, 'Hey, bitch, what's this all about? I know you live in a fucking single-wide trailer on the top of the holler. Where's this money coming from?'" Yeah, I bet you the chick did. And then when you turn around and fucking give them $500 less than that, yeah, I bet you the chick probably was like, "I'm going to call my cousin Rufus from the police department and tell him that this heifer has got some weird shit going on."
Well, she's better than me. I'd give him $9,999.
I would have just walked my happy ass out of the bank. You walk out of the bank, and then you go to another fucking bank and you deposit the money there.
Yep.
Jackass.
You're a better criminal than I would be. Of course, I wouldn't know. I couldn't carry $10,000 in cash.
Bearer bonds. Railroad bonds.
I wouldn't know what to do with it. I remember I wrote like a $10,000 check one time.
Yeah.
I realized, how the fuck do you spell that?
That's just like when I found out that there was 20 quadrillion ants on the earth. I had to write the number out.
That's a lot of fucking zeros.
It's 20 with 8. It's a 2 with 19 zeros behind it, I believe.
That's a lot of
So 20 plus 18 zeros.
That's a lot of zeros.
Yeah. Makes me think of a song by the band Clutch. It's called 1000011100101. That's actually the name. Like that is correct.
Sure, it has a great melody.
It's a fuck. What's the code? The programmers use. It's all ones and zeros.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm drawing a blank too.
Yeah, I'm not that big of a fucking dork. Sorry.
Binary.
Yes. It's something in binary code.
Binary code. Yeah.
If you don't listen to Clutch, listen to Clutch. Great band. Nobody knows who they are anymore. So anyway, later in that same year, Shelly got a cashier's check for $200,000, for which, we all know how cashier's checks work. You either have the funds in your bank account or you offer the funds up for that check.
Correct.
It was cash. She just said, "Here's $200,000, Shug. I need a cashier's check, please."
Out of her purse and then reach in her bra, get a couple, get 50 grand out of her bra.
I'm just trying to get my nails done. I got a ball to go to. Now, wait. There's more to this $200,000 cashier's check paid for in cash. The cash that she used to pay for this $200,000 cashier's check was wrapped in Loomis Fargo wrapper, like the little fucking bindings that they use for stacks of cash. Still wrapped in those. Another red flag here.
They grow them smart in North Carolina.
Right? Now, one would assume that part of this cashier's check may have gone to the brand new BMW that they also bought outright, no payments. And mind you, these are like trailer folk. And I'm not talking shit. I've lived in a trailer. There's nothing wrong with living in a trailer. But usually it does not translate to somebody who can afford a $200,000 fucking cashier's check, B, a fucking brand new BMW. I think it was a Z3. You remember the little coupes?
Oh, yeah.
Coupe? Yeah. That motherfucker. I think fucking James Bond had one in one. I think Pierce Brosnan drove one of them motherfuckers. So, there's that goddamn mini bike again. So, Shelly's just going around. That happens. And then Shelly's going around. She's buying clothes. She's buying fancy shit at high-end stores. She bought some fake titties.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah, because she was like in her mid-20s, I think, at this time. So she was pretty young.
Ooh. Not hot? Not hot?
None of them really were.
Oh.
David might have been the hottest. David might have been the hottest woman in this whole fucking story.
If Shelly got new titties, guess what?
Titties.
She got hotter.
Jesus Christ. You're a bad person.
I am.
So,
I'm a shit human being.
Well, she was doing all this and telling people that her husband owned multiple laundromats in Texas, and that's where the money was coming from. Now, on top of that, let's throw in another one. They got tired of their normal-ass life, Steve and Shelly. So Steve and Shelly bought a $600,000 house. And not only did they buy a $600,000 house, there was no loans. There was no down payments. They dropped a duffel bag full of fucking money on the table and paid for this $600,000 house in cash. Yeah. Through a lawyer. The lawyer ended up getting in trouble for this too. All of it. Obviously.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, when somebody's got that kind of cash, yeah, you fucking better call Saul that shit.
He wouldn't rat you out.
Never. Or who else? Who's another good shitty lawyer? That's about all I got, honestly. So, yeah, $600,000 house. Jesus. They hired a moving company, which was funny because they didn't really take very much with him. He left their trailer to his cousin, who will come up later on in the story a little bit. But the moving company did have to move a bunch of barrels off of the property, which were full of dog food, obviously.
Of course.
I don't think they had a dog. It was money. It was money for everybody who was wondering. There were barrels full of money. So that's the thing. They basically hired a moving company to move them into their $600,000 house, and the only thing they really needed help moving was their barrels full of fucking money. First off, fuck all the way off. If I have millions and millions of dollars that I've stolen, I'm putting it in some, well, I guess if you do the barrel thing right, like if you Heisenberg it in like the good barrels, then maybe you might be able to pull that one off. But either fucking way, I'm keeping it on me at all times. I'm just going to have a money suit.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to leave the fucking house. First off, I'm not buying a $600,000 fucking house.
Nope.
If you and me moved into a $600,000 house, everybody around us is going to be like, the fuck did y'all do? Who'd you kill? What contract did you pick up for the Clintons? Who'd you take out in the fucking political world?
Hey, I'm open for hire.
We would be fucking terrible at that job. So, in an attempt to kind of cover up this whole thing and a money laundering scheme, if you will, Steve then bought a $20,000 humidor for his money laundering scheme, as I said, of buying and selling Cuban cigars.
Well, at least he's got a plan.
Well,
not horrible.
Hold your horses here, Philip. Steve bought a $20,000 humidor, bought a couple $100,000 worth of Cuban cigars, but didn't understand or know how to use or care for these cigars or use the humidor. So he did not control the humidity in the humidor, and he just wasted a couple $100,000 on cigars that ended up fucking ruined. Yeah, so that's out the fucking window.
Well, at least it's a tax write-off.
They also had like pizza parties for their kids at the end of every week to celebrate school.
These are fine, upstanding parents.
I'm down for that. That's cool. I mean, their kids were probably failing the fuck out of school, but because their parents.
Literacy is not important.
Well, the kids are probably doing pretty poorly in school. Your parents clearly have a favorite flavor of crayon from what we've learned in this story so far. So I would imagine your kids, we're not even going to go into those details. I've got a lot of very off-color jokes I could make. I'm not going to do that.
I will say the yellow transportation vehicle was probably on the shorter side.
Probably about the size of that pedigree dog food box.
Yes. It looked like one of them little tykes.
A Tonka truck. To drive it fucking Flintstone style.
Yes.
So anyway.
With a customized plate says balling.
Well, and then with sprinkle in the fact that they were spending like crazy amounts of money on like the most white trash sort of fucking decorations imaginable. Like they bought like
Confederate flags. Now we're
well,
getting to
they
the
bought
Confederate
like
flags.
they bought like what was it? It was like a fucking there was like a I think a painting of like a bulldog dressed like General Patton or
Didn't they find
some
that
shit like that?
Didn't they find that on Epstein Island?
Probably. An Elvis painting that was like thousands of dollars. That was me.
You're getting updated.
No, that can wait.
Is that the Clinton?
Yeah,
Wanting to hire?
they're coming for us.
Or they wanting to hire us? Which one is it?
They ain't hiring us. We'll give you guys $3 to shut the fuck up. Take it. You got yourself a deal, Billery.
Make it $9.95. That way I can get a pitcher of beer.
I was gonna say, buy us both Chipotle, and hey, shit, fuck a pitcher of beer. You buy us both Chipotle. You got a pretty good deal. So anyway, they also bought Steve and Shelley a furniture store, and when they bought the furniture store, they just called it even on all of the old accounts apparently. And they were basically buying and selling furniture at zero profit. And then people were like, no, you're bad business people. Why?
Think.
Yeah. Crazy, right? So now they were doing all this. They have a $600,000 house, all this shit. And when their neighbors started asking questions of how they came upon this money and what they do to make a living, Steve told them that he was a professional football player that played for one of them teams up north. Yeah.
Nobody's going to check that out.
Right? I mean, that's I mean, I guess it's before everybody had the internet, but still.
The internet was around in 97.
Yeah, but not everybody in North Carolina had it, especially around this area.
I mean, it was back when you had to load it up with AOL disc.
Fucking 14 minutes just to see a nipple.
Oh, the download times were shit.
Oh, God, yeah. He also, like, one of the other things that he bought was a big old fuck off ring for his wife.
Oh, of course.
Which drew some attention because apparently it was such a big fuck off ring that he would joke about how he should take out insurance on the ring because she wears it around.
Well, that's just smart anyway.
Yeah, but who the fuck needs a ring that big? You're not Jay-Z and Beyonce. Well, I mean, I guess you kind of are. You're the Jay-Z and Beyonce of fucking suburban North Carolina. So Jay-Z gets a Bugatti. This guy gets a stock car. Fucking
Same.
Beyonce gets a 30-carat canary diamond ring. Shelley gets a custom flavored ring pop.
Let's be honest. It was a cubic zirconian. And he got fucked.
A cubic zirconian? That sounds like an alien. I'm a cubic zirconian from Zirconia. Fuck me. Anyway, so now we get to Kelly. Kelly did do a better job.
Well, I'm glad Kelly wasn't a complete moron.
Every time I say this name, it makes me think of South Park. There's a 2 or 3 part episode of South Park where the kids get lice, and like it's the story of one of the lice. Like it's him and his wife Kelly, and they have a baby, and they do the fucking lice shampoo, and like every time he goes through a hardship, he like daydreams about his dead wife, and he's like, Kelly, I did it for a baby, Kelly. That's all I keep thinking of when I read this fucking name. So she and her husband Spanky.
Shut the fuck up.
Swear fo God, Spanky, Kelly and Spanky.
Kelly's husband was named Spanky.
Steve, Shelley, David, Eric, Kelly, and Spanky.
No shit.
Spanky.
I want to have a son now just to name him Spanky.
Like the kid from fucking Little Rascals. So they did buy a van in just 2 payments. And she did low, like she blew some fucking dollars on the family for Christmas, which raised a lot of suspicion. Like they were like, Kelly, where'd you get this money, sweetheart? Is it the prostitution or is it the methamphetamines? Because it's only two ways that a white bitch like you from the trailer park makes this much money in a short period of time in this part of town. You're either slooting around or you're selling that ice, baby. Just tell me the truth.
He's slinging that ass. That's what I go.
Maybe
with.
both.
Jesse Pinkman, that bullshit.
It's time to cook, bitch. Mr. White. I need to rewatch that. I haven't watched that show in a while. Anyway, so because of all this bullshit that they've been pulling, Kelly, Steve, Shelly, and Eric, who is the unimportant fourth member of this fucking quartet, ended up at the top of the list of suspects with the authorities.
I don't know why.
Fucking mind blown. I can't even believe it. Can't wrap my head around it. No way. So that's when the FBI started watching all four of them, and they actually... And Steve and Shelly's family, because they did the whole safety deposit box in other people's names thing. So they found that Steve and Kelly went to school together, which made their gears turn even more. They're like, okay, so these two people that we suspect of having something to do with this crime have known each other for an extended period of time. Fucking put the little string pin in that one. Just like the fucking... Like every detective apparently has a shitload of push pins and string and cork boards. Or like Charlie Day from Always Sunny.
That's how you solve a crime.
You can't solve crimes without fucking cork boards and push pins.
And yarn.
It's facts.
Red string. Got
to be red. And it's got to go, and at least one string has to go across the room. So that somebody has to like comedically duck underneath it when they walk in and go, what's going on around here, Jerry? I digress. So at this time, the FBI decided to bug Steve and Shelly's phone. And the day after they bugged the phone, they caught Steve calling a jewelry store inquiring about their most expensive Rolex. Yeah, this guy's a fucking winner.
I don't use this word often, but when I do, I mean it. This guy's a fucking moron.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. They also heard Shelly talking to somebody about how she wanted liposuction and talking about buying more stupidly expensive dumb shit.
And bigger tits?
Yeah, like just all the stuff that would make them go, oh yeah, they fucking did it.
Did Steve get a penis enlargement, though? I mean,
okay. I doubt he got a penis installment.
Maybe I'm just projecting my future bias.
Now, on top of that fact, Steve was also recording talking on the phone about offshore accounts and buying a nightclub to help him launder the money.
Using the word launder.
No, I don't think he actually said that. But
would not surprise me.
One, don't have that conversation on the phone. Two, why the fuck didn't you start there? That should have been the first thing you did. If you can find a way to make the paper trail work for the purchase of that property and that business, that is why the fuck is that not the first thing you do?
I'm just impressed that these hill-jack dumb fucks,
these dipshit pieces
did not
of fuck
actually think to launder money. You just put it in the washer and dryer.
What was that from? Did they do that in fucking...
in a Lethal Weapon or...
Didn't they do that in Breaking Bad too?
Maybe. I don't know. What are you doing? Laundering the money.
So around this time, he also hired a local man named Mike McKinney as an armed bodyguard. Offered him, what was it? He said he'd like buy him an apartment, give him like $400 a week, and something else. And the guy was living in a fucking hotel at the time.
Are they spending Dave's fucking money? Poor Dave down there with only $50,000.
Look at that. Look at the next line. David, now he's back, had been in contact with Kelly to tell her that he needed more money in Mexico. He had pissed away all of the money. And by him calling and saying, I need more money, because he'd been down there for a while. This is like months later. So if you think about it, like $50,000 doesn't last that long when you're talking about not having an income and spending money for months on end. But he called and told her this, and this actually kind of pissed off the rest of this dream team. They got this motherfucker. How the fuck am I supposed to give him more than that $50,000 that he stole and did all the work for? I got a $600,000 house I don't have to pay off. I've got a BMW I don't have to pay a car payment for. How am I supposed to afford to buy fucking pizza and fruit roll-ups for my kids and all their friends every fucking week? And on top of that, Mountain Dew just put out Code Red. I got to buy at least 14 skids of that before they run out because we know they're going to. It's going to be delicious.
You're damn right it is delicious.
I done bought the whole fucking Skull Factory.
What do you think's in this?
Dick. I bought the whole fucking Skull Factory. How am I supposed to make payroll? Because I'm not selling any of the product. They're just making it for me.
Well, if he hadn't fucked up all those cigars, he would have had the money to give to him.
I ain't returning my fake titties to give that David piece of shit no money down there in Mexico. So yeah, they got mad at him for needing more money.
No,
they left him with I think like $55,000. Steve and Shelley spent $600,000 on a house, just a house, and you're mad at this motherfucker that did all the work? You fucking dickheads!
They've spent more than $50,000 in pizza for their fucking regrets.
Right? The fuck. So
Poor David. I feel sorry for David.
Well, so this conversation went back and forth for a little while with Steve and Kelly because Kelly was the contact for the most part. And Steve eventually did tell Kelly that he needed to know where to send his people in Mexico.
Oh. I mean, David's sitting on, my bitch better have my money.
Now, Steve was planning on having his cousin Nathan, who is the one that he gave his trailer to when he moved out to Mexico, to deliver some money to David. Along with his cousin, the FBI found out that Steve was really planning on sending someone to Mexico to kill David. This person in question was fucking this Mike guy that was living in a hotel that he hired as armed bodyguard. And on top of that, there may or may not have been another time where Mike had already been to Mexico to take David some money and possibly kill him, but they ended up getting drunk on the beach together and becoming buds, so it didn't happen.
Hey, sharing a cerveza with somebody can do that to you.
I cannot say that this is concrete information, but it's out there.
I mean, beer has saved my life on many occasions.
But on March 1st of 1998, so this is almost, this is 6 months later, some shit like that, the FBI just comes walking on into the hotel where David was staying, and they arrested him right then and there.
Did they get the extradition paperwork?
I'm sure. It's Mexico. You don't need paperwork. All you need is like $20 and a fucking dime bag of weed. You'll get them out across the border. Now, he told the FBI everything they needed to know about the involvement of everyone in the situation. I don't fucking blame him.
He's saying like a fucking canary.
Yeah, I don't blame him. As soon as I'm assuming they were like, they were going to kill you, right? You'd be like, fuck them motherfuckers. Kelly's a fucking bitch. Shelly's fake titties look like shit. Steve's a fucking cockboy motherfucker. His cousin Nathan, he's all right. He ain't too bad. I used to watch the races with that boy. He's pretty cool. He used to have PBR all the time. Not my favorite, but I drink it. I don't even know this fucking Eric guy. You keep saying his name, but I don't know shit about that motherfucker. Y'all got any crayons? I'm hungry.
I know one thing. We're not going to be popular in the state of North Carolina after this.
I don't think we're popular anywhere.
We'll not be charting in North Carolina.
Right. So a day after that, Steve, Shelley, and Kelly were arrested, and on the 12th, 8 other people were taken in as co-conspirators in the case because of those safety deposit boxes in their names.
Oh, I would be
pissed. So they knew. From what I'm assuming, they fucking knew.
Oh, they knew that they were being used?
They had to, because they ended up getting charged.
All of them? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Because this thing falls apart real quick, actually. Like, we're pretty much done. So most of Steve and Shelley's relatives just got probation for their involvement. Steve was sentenced to just over 11 years. David was sentenced to 7.5 years. Shelley was sentenced to almost 8 years. And Kelly ended up serving 5 years for her involvement. All in all, the group stole $17.3 million from Loomis and Fargo. And as we sit today, David Gant is a free man, and he remarried, had a child, and he works in construction in Jacksonville, Florida.
I feel sorry for David, actually.
I do too. Like, if you watch any interviews or anything with him, like he's not shy about this. Like, you can find him on YouTube and shit, like talking about it, all that stuff. Like, he seems like a really nice guy.
He just, you know what?
He was just fucking sick of life.
Anyway.
That happens to us all. And if you do a job where you have millions of dollars laid out in front of you, especially in the late 90s tempted. When security wasn't shit compared to what it is, I think he seems like a cool dude for real. He seems like a guy you'd have a beer with.
I mean, men have done much more stupid shit for ass in the past.
That didn't involve potentially walking away with millions of dollars.
I mean, I kind of feel sorry for David.
Yeah, he just got caught up in some bullshit. Kelly's a bitch, first off. Shelley's a...
If we were in the UK, I would call her another word.
A cunt.
Yes.
But, yeah, so Kelly's a fucking dickhead. Steve and Shelley, I don't know what the fuck Steve and Shelley are.
$17 million.
$17 million. I don't even know. I wonder if that's including the $3 million that got left in the van.
Could have been $20 million. You know what I could do with $20 million? You know how much hooker and blow I could do with $20 million?
Oh, whatever. If you and I, let's be real. If you and I, you or I, or you and I, came up on $20 million tomorrow, most of the world, the people that know us would be able to tell, but most of the world probably wouldn't. Like, if you really think about it,
probably,
yeah.
Might get a little bit more live streams going on.
Oh yeah, like the set would be fucking sick. And that would be like we nice car, nothing crazy. I don't need a fucking Ferrari.
No, you know,
a nice car, pay off debt. I would assume you would give a nice chunk of change to your kids.
Ah, fuck them.
Fuck them kids. There's a couple people I would take care of, and I don't mean like how they tried to take care of David. I would probably work less.
I know one thing. If I won or came in contact with $20 million, I'm giving you $1 million just to see you wear $1 million diaper.
Oh fuck yeah!
We're stuffing
first,
you.
Let's
like
be
them,
real.
You know them sumo wrestler outfits. You know.
Yeah, I've had one. I used to have one.
You know the fake ones where they fake.
Yeah.
You know
the inflatable ones.
Yeah, we're gonna put one on you, full of cash.
Fuck yeah! And then hit me like a piñata. The first, let's be real. Like it'd be like we'd pay off any debts. You know, get a nice vehicle, nothing crazy. Probably move out of where we're at now.
Oh fuck no, we're staying right here.
We'd probably just buy the house and just build up.
You know,
just make a skyscraper house in the middle of the ghetto.
Actually, you know, if I won the lottery tomorrow, came into money, I'd probably go to work. I'd probably work. I'd keep working.
I might work less.
I wouldn't give a fuck that much. But no, I would probably.
Right. I'd be like, I want a demotion first off, and then I want like half the hours. And also I need 2 months off because I'm definitely going on a vacation. I
would buy a car or truck or something, and I'd probably just take the summer off, just get in it.
You know what? You do it the right way. You lease it, and then you put all the lease miles on it in like one summer, and then you take it back.
And just start driving and not even have a plan.
Yeah. I'd leave the country.
I say I've been out of the country. That's not a big deal.
I'd go to Japan.
You go see your people?
Yeah. I'd walk in and I'd be like, hello, family.
Are you going to go to the suicide forest?
The prodigal son has returned. I have come, and when I leave, I will defeat all our family enemy, and I will earn the samurai sword. Hey! Ohio, konbanwa.
You know, but I would... You know, I don't know. It depends on how much money.
I would go to a lot of dumb places if it was a lot of money. I would go to Japan. I've always wanted to go to Japan. I've always wanted to go to Australia. I don't know if I would though.
Everything there wants to kill you. So fuck Australia.
I wouldn't mind going to Germany and going to the Nürburgring to see them test one of those super crazy cars.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'd do. I'd still work.
You know where I'd definitely go? Fucking Italy.
You know what I'd go? I'd go to the bar, buy everybody a beer all night, except for like a handful of people.
I just buy the bar.
Fuck that. Don't want that headache either. But I'd buy everybody drinks are on me, except for people I don't like. You're paying for your own. Fuck you.
I don't know. I'd have to go on a good vacation because, like I said, I would immediately want to check Japan off my bucket list. I'd probably go to Italy and see all those crazy fucking sights and scenes and shit.
And you know what my first purchase would be? A Ford Festiva, and do it up like the General Lee. I'm doing it.
What would my first purchase be? Realistically, I don't even know.
Well, here's what we're gonna do.
It'd probably, you know what it'd probably be? It would probably be a black on black all-wheel drive 300.
Well, I'm just saying, when Spotify finally opens their eyes and sees the talent that we have and gives us that $200 million contract,
bitches, we want the Rogan contract.
I'm buying you your Roadcaster Pro.
That would be the first. We would buy that would be the first thing. We'd win $120 million. First thing we buy, a fucking mixer for the show.
I'm getting rid of this squeaky chair, and that's it.
Oh, we'd have to get one of those fancy toilets that has like the automatic seat and shit, and the heats, and fucking has the bidet, sprays your butthole.
No, then I'd never get you out of the bathroom, and I'd have to have another bathroom to take a shit.
It's hard enough to get me out of the bathroom anyway.
You'd be in there.
That's what I would do.
I
would definitely hire a middle-aged man to stand on the side of the corner of the bathroom with a towel draped over his arm to give me mints and shit. He'd be like, "It stinks like a motherfucker." I'd be like, "You shut the fuck up, James. You get paid good money and you have dental insurance. You will fucking smell my shit."
No, but getting back to David, I feel...
No, you know what I'd buy? You know the first thing I'm buying?
Anal warts.
Nope, I'm buying a fucking, like, you know those coffee shop, like, kiosks that are in parking lots and shit in some places? Okay. Especially in the colder climates.
Yeah.
One of those, but it's a Chipotle in the backyard. That's what I'd do. I would franchise my own Chipotles. I would get a couple Chipotles, and I would pay off the company, and I would make them 24 hours, and I would put them in every college town. And I would take like the $100 million it would cost to do that, and I would be a fucking billionaire in like 3 days.
Sure you would.
Are you shitting me?
I'm
just go like drop the prices, make it 24 hours, and drop the portions. Put them in college towns. You would make so much money. Look at DP Dough. You know DP Dough?
No.
They're at like Ohio University, and then I don't know if there's one in Miami or not. There's only like a couple, but they do calzones and I think pizzas. But like every day or every weekend they have a zone of the day, and it's $5. So you can pay $5, get it delivered, give them a 50-cent tip, which is a 10% tip, which isn't a very good tip, but they're completely happy with it because they literally get orders all night long, and these kids just load fucking calzones into their car, and they're dropping off like 20, 30 orders at a time.
Here's what I'm doing. If I ever come into that kind of money, I'm going to the bank every day.
Depositing just under $10,000.
No, I'm giving them $9,000. Say I want it in quarters. And then I'm going to another bank when they give it to me. I'm going to another bank, take the $9,000 in quarters. Say I want $9,000 in cash. I'm just keep going back and forth, just to piss them off.
Just poop back and forth forever.
I wonder how heavy $9,000 worth of quarters would be.
Hey Siri, how much does $9,000 worth of quarters weigh?
Siri's slow.
225,000 pounds.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
We're going to need a bigger truck.
Holy fuck. Wait, what about... Slug stone, a troy pound. Damn. A quarter. I don't think that's a fucking a quarter like a. Okay, so no, that's not the coin.
That's not accurate.
That's not a coin of a quarter. Let's see.
Well, I know one thing. It weighs a shit ton, whatever it is.
Yeah.
For those people listening, we apologize for the delay, but Travis is trying to type because Siri was not answering him.
How much does $9,000 weigh? That's not $9,000. It's 9,000. That's not in quarters. Wait. Oh, wait. I might have the option to change it. $9,000.
Okay.
Let's see. Jesus Christ. So it's not as much as we thought. 450 pounds.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's not,
I can lift that.
that's not bad. Just 450 pounds.
$9,000 in pennies weigh, though?
4,960.
Now we're talking.
1,984 pounds for nickels. 19 pounds, 13 ounces for dollar bills. 3 pounds, 15 and a half ounces for $5 bills. 1 pound, 15.7 ounces for $10 bills. 15.87 ounces in 20s and 3.17 ounces in hundreds.
Huh. Very interesting. The more you know. What we got going on?
That's need to know information right there. So 450 pounds of quarters is $9,000.
I think this information alone should get us the $200 million Spotify contract.
I did say 9,000, not 900, right?
I don't know.
Yes,
I was not watching.
I did.
I did not check your math on that.
Let's see, 17 million.
Well, you know what?
I was seeing the different denominations for the amount that they stole from this story.
Sweet. Well, anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's about it.
Huh.
So now we know what a bunch of fucking idiots from South Carolina or North Carolina
as a guest. Reach out to that motherfucker.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
See if we can interview him. Because I feel sorry for David.
I do too.
I do. Now,
it seems like a nice guy. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try
that
it.
Kelly bitch, she can fuck right the hell off. Hope she burns in hell. Steven, whatever his name. What was his wife's name?
Steve and Shelley.
Whatever happened to Eric? What was his actual role in the fuck? You mentioned
I don't
Eric.
even fucking know. I think he was just a pair of hands, and I didn't see shit about his sentence.
Eric was the FBI informant. Because you know there's
No,
something.
Steve was a former FBI informant, though.
Huh. But I feel sorry for David. I do want to see. I might have to Google that. I want to see his dance.
I didn't see the actual footage. I couldn't find it.
It's got to be somewhere on YouTube. YouTube's
It's
got
got to
everything.
be.
YouTube's got
Oh,
everything.
even if it's not on YouTube, like fucking, I'm sure it's somewhere. We'll find it.
But reach out to David.
I'm gonna try. That's not a bad idea.
We want to talk to him.
But yeah, I think that's about it. Now I said, we know
I
a
wanna
bunch
ask
of
him.
fucking idiots from North Carolina do with $17 million.
How good was that ass to get him to?
No, he only ever kissed her once.
Wait a minute. He robbed a fucking bank for possibly $20 million, but $3 million got left, and didn't even get in the pants?
Yes. But I feel like that makes David an even better person than we thought he already was.
If I buy a girl a beer, I'm expecting laid.
That's chivalry.
Fuck.
That man is a saint.
You're not talking me into committing a bank robbery without at least fellatio.
One of the biggest heists in U.S. history. And he didn't get it all. He kissed her once.
For a kiss, you might get a Snickers bar stolen for you. Not $17 million.
I don't know. Poor David. David's the victim in all this.
He is. He should have got time served. He had to be in Mexico for that long.
I know, he did 7 years.
$7.
That's not that bad for $17 million.
Did they recover all the money?
Clearly
or,
not.
or there's some barrels of dog food stuffed away somewhere.
I also wondered the same thing.
Because I'm not a criminal. I would never rob a bank or do anything like this. But if I did,
I don't have the energy.
I would take a portion of it, a pretty good portion of it, and put it somewhere, bury it somewhere,
Oh, yeah.
where nobody would find it.
That's just like, who did that? The Wolf of Wall Street did that, didn't he?
It's been so long since I've seen that.
Pretty sure he definitely. No, that's a true story. I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
sure that guy definitely.
He's fucking
definitely had money when he got out.
He's fucking hilarious. He's got a podcast. I used to listen to his podcast.
Or like Michael Francis. Like you think, okay, Mikey, you didn't have any money stashed anyway. Anywhere you seem to be doing pretty well immediately.
I would have a rainy day if I did do something like that. I would have a rainy day fund buried somewhere.
100%. Yeah.
Just in case.
Fuck yeah. At that, it was 17 million. That's the first thing I would have done. The first thing I would have done before I left for Mexico is I would have taken fucking like $1 million of my cut, and I would have been like, I'll see you guys in a little bit. And I would have come back like 2 or 3 hours later and been like, all right, let's go to Mexico. What'd you do? Suck my dick. Fuck you, Steve. Fuck you and your fake tit wife.
But David did all this and just got a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Must have been some hell of a tongue action. That's all I'm saying.
It was love. Well, he thought it was, and then the bitch fucked him.
I ain't going to get
figuratively.
I'm not going to get you a...
She deserves to be called a bitch. Fuck you, Kelly.
I'm not going to get you a drink for just a kiss.
That
I'm stingy like that.
Yeah, that David fella, he got what we call in the streets gutter fucked.
Yes, he did. All right, guys. We thank you so very much for putting up with us for this hour and a half or so what we've been here. I know we probably made your ears bleed, but we greatly appreciate you, and we love having fun with you like this. If you are checking this out on your favorite podcast app, be sure to head on over to youtube.com/ghostinthenight and be sure to subscribe, hit the bell, all that shit, like
stuff.
Share our shorts, share our videos. We greatly appreciate it. And also follow on your favorite podcast app.
And don't mind if you don't see anything on our Instagram for a couple days or forever.
Don't be alarmed. We didn't get gutter fucked.
Yet.
Give
me a couple more days.
If we
I definitely have some memes in this phone that will get us fucking kicked off.
We will not be doing that. But follow us on all the social medias. All the links are in the actually I think the overlay's up now, working. I can't see. It's too far away.
Let's see.
It should be up. Put up the... There it is.
Shit. Look at that.
Oh, there's all the social media
Go fuck
links.
my mouth.
Well, if you did, David might rob another bank for you.
David Gant, what's up? For $17 million, I do a lot of strange things for that piece of change.
That's one. Okay, before we leave, what would be your price?
Pretty low. I already know what you're gonna say. I'm an adult man. Not back in high school. Everybody's like, "You fucking dude for $20 million?" No, that's gay. Fuck you, $20 million. Are they paying the taxes? That's the big fucking deciding factor.
Is that 41%?
If you're paying if you're giving me 20 mil straight out, you're paying the taxes. I will let you fuck me. Nobody says I have to be. Nobody says I have to be consciously sober for it.
What's your bottom?
About $400
to be a power bottom. What's your bottom tier price? You're going out of business.
It's got to be
price.
I don't know enough to live off of, plus however much it would cost to potentially have anybody that knew about it killed.
So $1,750.
I mean, like realistically. You drop an amount of money on the table, most people are going to be like, fuck, it's real now. Be like, I wouldn't do it for $100 million. Somebody's like puts $10 million in one stack on the table, and you're like, fuck. I didn't know you had it with you. Shit. This changes everything, Bill.
Yeah. All right.
This indecent proposal just got a little too real for me. Fuck.
All right. We are out of here. Thanks, guys. We will see you next Wednesday for another fun-filled adventure of
stuff.
something. We don't know
We'll
what we'll
figure
do.
it out.
It'll
Usually like the 48-hour period ahead of our live stream, we fucking figure out what
It
we're
may
gonna
be
do.
paranormal, it may be true crime, it may be UFO, it may be.
It could just be us fucking off.
It could be us planning a freaking heist. We
It's
don't know.
always us fucking off. Let's be real.
We are some fuck offs.
All right, am I ending this thing?